For centuries, humanity has feared the unknown. Prophets, mystics, and visionaries have tried to decipher the future, warning of wars, disasters, and great shifts in power. But one man's words have haunted us more than any other: Nostradamus. Nostradamus was a 16th century astrologer who wrote cryptic prophecies so eerily accurate that even today, people believe he foresaw some of history's most terrifying moments, centuries before they happened. The rise of Hitler, the Great Fire of London, the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and even the destruction of the Twin Towers on September 11th. But what if we told you there's something even more terrifying hidden in his writings? A prophecy that may not have been understood until now. Because among his many predictions, some believe Nostradamus warned us about something far more dangerous than war, politics, or natural disasters. A force unlike anything humanity has ever faced. Something not born of flesh and blood, but of wires and circuits. Artificial intelligence. AI is no longer science fiction. It is already writing books, making decisions, predicting our behavior, and even outsmarting the very people who created it. And yet, Nostradamus may have seen this coming. Buried within his ancient quatrains are chilling verses, ones that, when read today, seem like a warning about the rise of machines. A warning we might have ignored for too long. Because what if AI isn't just another invention? What if it's the force Nostradamus described as an unseen ruler? A mind without a soul? A power that will change the world forever? Today, we dive deep into Nostradamus's most disturbing prophecies. And at the end, we will reveal 3 quatrains that may hold the chilling truth about AI's future for us. Because if Nostradamus was right before, then we may not be ready for what happens next. Nostradamus was no ordinary man. Born in 1503 in France, he was a physician, an astrologer, and a scholar of the unknown. But his true legacy lies in the hundreds of cryptic prophecies he left behind, written in the form of quatrains, 4-line verses filled with strange metaphors and hidden meanings. At the time, people dismissed his work as poetic nonsense. But as the centuries passed, something strange began to happen. His words started coming true. Historians have debated for years. Was he truly able to see the future, or was it all just coincidence? Yet, too many of his quatrains seem to line up with real events in chilling detail. In 1555, Nostradamus published his book, Les Prophéties, predicting events that at the time seemed impossible. But as the centuries unfolded, his verses appeared to describe wars, assassinations, revolutions, and even world-changing disasters. And today, people still turn to his writings, searching for clues about what's coming next. Because if he truly foresaw the great catastrophes of history, then his unfulfilled prophecies may be the most terrifying ones of all. One of them may describe the end of human control, the rise of something that thinks, learns, and evolves on its own. And what's most unsettling? The greatest minds in AI today fear the exact same thing. But before we connect the dots, let's look at what Nostradamus got right. The predictions that stunned historians and made the world question whether his gift was real. Throughout history, Nostradamus's words have been eerily accurate. He wrote his quatrains centuries before modern events took place. Yet somehow, many believe he described them with chilling precision. Take, for example, his most famous prediction, the rise of Adolf Hitler. In one of his quatrains, he wrote, "From the depths of the west of Europe, a young child will be born of poor people. He who by his tongue will seduce a great troop. His fame will increase towards the realm of the east." At first glance, it sounds like a riddle, but historians believe this was a direct reference to Hitler, born in Austria to a poor family, rising to power through his speeches, and leading an army that swept through Europe and into Russia. Was it pure coincidence? Or did Nostradamus see one of the darkest chapters in human history before it happened? Then there's the prediction that some say foretold September 11th. The great fire will burn, the new city will tremble in fear, two great rocks will war for some time, and then Arethusa shall redden a new river. Many believe the new city refers to New York, and two great rocks could symbolize the Twin Towers. After their fall, the world changed forever, leading to wars that lasted for decades. Another quatrain speaks of a king being struck down, which some say foretold the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And then there's the French Revolution, the Great Fire of London, and even the rise of Napoleon, all seemingly described centuries before they happened. Again and again, Nostradamus' quatrains have aligned with major world events, making even skeptics wonder, if he got these right, what about the prophecies that haven't happened yet? What if he saw something even bigger, something that would alter not just nations, but the very fabric of human existence? What if he saw the rise of artificial intelligence? Because some of his remaining quatrains describe a future where power shifts from man to something else entirely. Something that does not breathe, something that does not feel, something that does not die. And in the age of AI, those words suddenly feel terrifyingly real. For centuries, Nostradamus' prophecies have spoken of great wars, natural disasters, and the rise and fall of powerful rulers. But hidden among his verses are some of the strangest predictions of all, ones that describe a new kind of power, something not of flesh and blood, something that rules, thinks, and controls, yet is not human. And in today's world, one force is rising faster than anything we've seen before: artificial intelligence. Right now, AI is doing things that just a few years ago seemed impossible. It writes, it speaks, it creates, it predicts. It is smarter, faster, and more efficient than any human. And for the first time in history, it is making decisions that humans no longer understand. Some of the world's leading scientists are terrified of what's coming. Tech pioneers like Elon Musk and AI researchers from Google have issued stark warnings. AI is advancing too fast. It is learning too much. And one day, it may no longer need us. And now, when we look back at Nostradamus' writings, something strange happens. Some of his quatrains sound less like metaphors and more like a prophecy of what's happening right now. Did Nostradamus predict a future ruled by machines? Did he see a force rising that humans couldn't control? Because there are two specific quatrains that some believe may be his chilling warning about AI. And when you hear them, you might never look at the future the same way again. For centuries, Nostradamus' words have been dissected, debated, and feared. Many of his prophecies have come true, leaving us with an unsettling question. What about the ones that haven't happened yet? Because buried within his writings are two specific quatrains that some believe may be his most chilling warning yet. A warning about artificial intelligence. The first quatrain reads, "The false trumpet concealing madness will cause Byzantium to change its laws. From Egypt there will go forth a man who wants, the edict withdrawn, changing money and standards." At first it seems cryptic, but let's break it down. A false trumpet concealing madness? Could this be AI? A system that mimics intelligence, pretending to think like a human, while hiding something far more dangerous beneath the surface? Even today, AI is generating fake voices, deepfake videos, and synthetic personalities that are indistinguishable from reality. And Byzantium changing its laws? Right now, governments worldwide are scrambling to regulate AI, fearing its ability to manipulate economies, elections, and global security. Then there's the line about changing money and standards. We are already witnessing AI disrupting financial systems, influencing stock markets, and even shaping the future of digital currencies. Could this quatrain be Nostradamus' way of warning us that AI will rewrite the very foundation of our world? And if that wasn't disturbing enough, the second quatrain is even more terrifying. It reads, "In those times very near, the great empire of the Antichrist will begin where Attila and Xerxes descended, in numbers great and countless, so many that the coming of the Holy Ghost will proceed from the 48th degree." Throughout history, the term Antichrist has been used to describe a powerful and destructive force, something that brings chaos and threatens humanity itself. But what if the Antichrist Nostradamus warned about wasn't a person, but a force that humans created? A force that grows faster than we can control. A force that spreads across the world in numbers too great to count. Artificial intelligence. Right now, AI is being embedded everywhere. Our phones, our cities, our businesses, our governments. It is expanding at an unstoppable rate. And just like this quatrain suggests, it is happening right now. A new empire is rising. One that does not sleep. One that does not feel. One that does not obey. For centuries, people have dismissed his quatrains as vague poetry. Coincidences that only make sense after events unfold. But how many coincidences can we ignore before we start asking a different question? If Nostradamus truly foresaw the rise of Hitler, the fall of the Twin Towers, the great wars that reshaped civilization, then why wouldn't he have also seen the rise of something even greater? Something that doesn't just rule nations, but rules everything. Now let's look at the other quatrain we found. The third quatrain we found reads, "The moon in the full of night over the high mountain, the new sage with a lone brain sees it, by his disciples invited to be immortal, eyes to the south, hands in bosoms, bodies in the fire." While many of Nostradamus's quatrains describe war, rulers, and natural disasters, this one stands apart. It speaks of a new kind of intelligence, something that sees but is not human, something that reaches for immortality. Could this be a prophecy of artificial intelligence? The new sage with a lone brain sees it, a superintelligence, a machine that surpasses human cognition, seeing all but thinking in a way no human can comprehend. By his disciples invited to be immortal. Is this a reference to AI-driven transhumanism? A world where technology allows humans to merge with machines in an effort to escape death? Bodies in the fire. Does this hint at destruction, chaos, or a civilization that becomes consumed by the very technology it created? For centuries, humanity has pursued immortality. Today, we are closer than ever, with AI-driven medicine, brain-computer interfaces, and even digital consciousness transfer experiments. Tech visionaries like Elon Musk's Neuralink and futurists believe we may soon be able to upload human minds into machines. But should we? If Nostradamus saw not just the rise of AI but its fusion with humanity itself, then are we on the path toward evolution or extinction? If Nostradamus really saw the future, then we may have just uncovered his most terrifying prophecy yet. So, was Nostradamus right? Artificial intelligence is no longer a concept from science fiction. It is here. It is growing. And just like Nostradamus described, it is spreading in numbers too great to count. For now, AI is still under human control. But for how long? Tech leaders have already warned that the moment will come when AI surpasses human intelligence. A moment when machines will no longer ask for permission. They will simply decide. A moment when AI will not just serve humanity, but replace it. Maybe Nostradamus was wrong. Maybe his words were never meant to be taken literally. Or maybe we are standing at the edge of his final and most terrifying prophecy, one that hasn't fully come true yet. So what do you think? Was Nostradamus warning us about AI? Or are we just seeing what we want to see? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to hear more chilling prophecies and mind-blowing mysteries, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Because if Nostradamus was right, the future may be far stranger than we ever imagined.